All right, everyone, welcome back to Study Hall, episode 5.
Yeah, it's been 15 minutes since our last episode.
Yeah, no, well, it's been a little bit more than 15 minutes, but it's been 30.
30, yeah.
But we have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff has happened in the last couple, you know,
In our small break.
Yeah, in our
very,
small
very
break.
small, totally.
in our minuscule break.
Yes.
A lot has happened. So, well, why don't we talk about the last 30 minutes? Because, first of all, we decided to drop by his house to grab a dock. Actually, I'm just going to grab it.
Yeah.
It's this little dock. And what we were trying to do is we were trying to see if we could maybe split our audio channels to maybe see if I can edit both of them separately. So if he's too loud or if I talk over him, I can mute myself and
Yeah, and vice versa.
Yeah.
We dropped by my house, and safe to say that did not work. The more
Yeah.
interesting part, though, is now we've known each other for 10 years now,
Yeah.
and this is like the first time he's ever been to my house. Yeah. The first time he's been to my house.
I'm disappointed. I'll say this now. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, my room was a bit too messy.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. This room is messy because we're recording and all, but
My bad.
yeah, no, that's not
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, last episode I said that, you had given me a controller.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to talk about a certain controller that has recently come into the market, which is the Steam controller.
Yes, that is definitely something that I was watching so heavily. I've been waiting for that Steam controller, and it's kind of sad what happened with the scalpers. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't. What happened with the
So
scalpers?
basically, Steam originally released it for $99, which is a good price for the Steam controller because there's a lot of good features in it, and it uses like Hall effect joysticks rather than just servo joysticks, which is much better. So it's definitely worth the price. But within 30 minutes, it sold out, and you'd think that's a good thing. You think that's a good thing that within 30 minutes it sold out. But the problem was it was all scalpers. And within those 30 minutes, on eBay, there was listings for the Steam controller for upwards of like $319. $99, $319. That's 3 times the price.
That is insane, to be honest. I mean, it's a controller. It's not even Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Which today, by the way, I was talking to some friends and I was just like, and they're going to Target that morning.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was just like, for what for? Why'd you go to Target, it's 5 in the morning to get Pokemon cards? I had to pull a speed face on that one. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's just like,
Why? I mean, I personally don't get it. I have the mindset of don't stay up late for something you wouldn't get up early for, and vice versa. Don't get up early for something you wouldn't stay up late for. And
look, I'm not judging them, but
Yeah,
I'm also judging them.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't get it.
you know who you are,
And we know you're watching this.
and we know you're well. I don't know if we know.
No, we
that,
know
but
we know they're watching
ah,
this.
we know you're watching this. Why? Is it not like at some point just like a waste of money? Not even a waste of money, like a waste of time. Actually, I'm actually gonna wonder. I don't know at this point if they got their Pokemon cards. I think they were planning to go after 6th period to go get the Pokemon cards. 'Cause I think it's like a virtual queue or whatever.
Yeah, it was virtual queue. I'll ask her then.
Yeah. Well, you can tell us.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. So Steam actually did fix the scalpers though, and that's something that I actually love the way they do because they're gonna do it for the Steam machine as well. They introduced a reservation system where so in order to buy a Steam controller, first off, it's one per account, and second of all, the coolest thing was that like in order to buy it, you have to have something called good standing with Steam, meaning you have to have purchased a game like with money, not just like free game. Purchased a game prior to I think April 27th, which was 1 week before the release of the controller.
yeah, I think it's like a limit of how much you can buy.
Yeah,
per
it's
account.
one per person.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing because scalpers they're gonna spam create accounts, but they still can't get it. And on top of that, it's just fun to have like Like it's just fun that everyone can get a controller if they want. And the Steam Machine, which we don't know when it's going to come out, that's also going to have this, which them planning it indicates that they're working on it.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I just saw that one of our guests just texted
Guess
us.
who was going to be?
Yeah, who said, "Bro, where's our episode?" Not here.
Not here.
Not here.
You're searching in the wrong house, bro.
Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, controllers are controllers, I guess.
Yeah, I do like the I guess like the pads they have on it. I know like the PlayStation controller had like the pad at the top. There's like two. I don't know if they're D-pads or if they're.
They're you mean the touch pads?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're touch pads.
They're actual touch pads. Oh, that's.
I think they are.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause you can use
like,
you can use them for a mouse as well.
Yeah, because I think it's supposed to be like an addition to like the Steam OS.
Yeah.
Which has like a mouse operating system part of it. So I think that's it. That's the purpose.
That's a really good thing. I like because they're adding new features to it that previously weren't there or previously weren't as integrated. And Steam is like more prominence in the hardware aspect now is also getting really good, especially.
Yeah, I mean they're doing their what Steam computer as well, right?
The Steam Machine. Yeah.
Steam Machine, sorry.
They had the Steam Deck, but it's been a while since that came out, and now with them getting more into hardware, that's pretty cool that they have this already coming out.
Yeah. Hey, you know who knows? They might be a monopoly one day. Your Steam Machine might overtake the PlayStation and whatnot. Because like you can play both Xbox and PlayStation titles and like
that is true, yeah.
And technically Nintendo titles. we don't like to say that, but you know you can technically play Nintendo titles.
But the thing is that PlayStation is actually pulling their exclusives from Steam.
But that's not gonna stop people, is it?
That's true. But it is because the thing is now that
in the end it's a computer.
That is true. It is a computer. Now, we're not gonna officially say we're eye patch people, but like it's a computer.
It's a computer.
So just saying.
Yeah, you can do kind of whatever you want. To be honest.
I guess yeah.
Well, you know, a lot has happened recently, especially with that Steam Machine, Steam controller, a lot of announcements recently. I think an announcement from a pretty prominent AI company is Claude Mythos. I think you are more knowledgeable on this than I am, so if you want to take that away.
Sure. Claude Mythos it's their newest model. Like they have Opus, Haiku, Sonnet, and now Mythos. But technically they don't. Because what happened was Mythos is meant to be like I think a more coding optimized AI. And they put it into a sandbox and told Mythos, hey, break out of this sandbox. So the researcher just did that, and he went off to his lunch break. Now, imagine you're just eating a sandwich, and all of a sudden you get an email from an AI saying, haha, I broke out. Here's exactly how I broke out. And then it just posts the exploit online, automatically, of its own volition.
AI is getting scary. AI is getting scary.
And like it got so bad that when researchers were testing Mythos, it was able to find vulnerabilities in like iOS and like in Android that have existed since its creation that have not been found until now.
Yeah,
it's getting scary. And this can be found on like almost any operating system in the hands of the wrong people. Like
that's not good.
That's not good.
It's not good at all. So yeah, I mean. But I think it'll be able to keep systems more secure in the future.
Yeah, especially because they did do a private release. They took it off of online and they gave it to just a couple of companies and said, "Hey, fix your software with our AI before we release it to the public." Something pretty cool is, or not cool actually, not cool at all, but something interesting is that some hackers, they were able to just guess where the AI was hosted. Because using Sonnet, Opus, and Haiku, how they were named, like the naming scheme, they just guessed Mythos' naming scheme and got access to it. Now, they weren't black hat hackers. They were just like some kids that just, or like not kids, but like, they're just some people who wanted access to it, so they were just messing around with it. But like that's not good.
Yeah, of course, it's not good at all. I mean. Claude Mythos should be used to fix Claude Mythos.
Yes, we are getting closer to Skynet. I will say that.
We are getting close.
And it's kind of interesting. In my English class, we were entirely talking about like sci-fi, and there is a book that one of my class, like one of the teams in my class is reading called Neuromancer, and it's about like just like all-powerful AI. And I think we're getting ever close to kind of that aspect with like an AI that could become a artificial general intelligence or artificial super intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna do a quick activity here. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna pick out a book. I'm gonna pick out this book, right? Okay. So, this book is called Artificial Intelligence: The Modern Approach. Now, do you want to guess how modern this approach is?
Let's go early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Now, here's the thing. There's a stamp in here from IIT Delhi. Now, my parents attended IIT Delhi a long time ago, prior to 2000.
Oh.
Do you want to take another guess?
1990s?
1995.
Damn.
The definition of AI has changed so much.
Yes.
In this book, you do not find the mention of the AI we know today. AI in here is...
Neural net?
This is not a very good example. Sorry. Is there? Yeah, like neural nets, probability,
Yeah.
right? Let me go to.
I think that's like the traditional AI. Now, like, whenever we hear the word AI, we just think, oh, ChatGPT, LLM.
Yeah, like, and there's also even things about searching in here. Like, this is
Oh.
not. Look, Aristotle is mentioned in this book, which it explains how old this book is.
Ooh,
It's not that
that's-
old, but like, you realize this is before people who are not like tech, I guess, know about tech. 1995 is when Windows 95. Well, I mean, that
Ooh.
doesn't actually give that much of a detail. What's a good way to landmark this?
Google? That's around when Google...
Yeah, around Google. So this is even before Google.
Wasn't that also... I think that was like before the modern internet, but after ARPANET.
Yeah, I think so.
When was ARPANET? I think ARPANET was...
ARPANET was
19
76.
Yeah, 76.
No.
No, 74.
70,
Seven-
something around the 1970s.
yeah,
I think.
74.
60s.
Because where you saw joined two afters. 2 years after the original ARPANET was created.
Who?
UCLA originally created ARPANET.
Yeah, UCLA.
In
It was
ni-
first 4, which was UCLA, UCSB.
SB joined 2 years after it was created.
No, 2 months after.
2 months? Or 2
It was the
years?
first 4. No, it was the first
Oh,
4
okay,
because
2
otherwise
months.
you can't have an internet.
Oh, then it was 76.
So internet was,
Yeah.
it was the first 2 months.
Then it was
UCLA
70.
created the protocol, and then
Yeah.
the first 4 nodes were UCSB, UCLA,
Yeah.
University of Utah, and then I think it was
Stanford?
Stanford.
Stanford,
Yeah,
yeah.
Stanford. And then
I
everything
remember
else came.
Stanford, they were trying to send the words log in to...
Yeah, and then they sent log a.
No, they didn't say log in, they said low.
Low. Yeah, they said low.
So that's how we get lo and behold.
Yeah, lo and behold.
Yeah, AI has definitely changed so much, especially like this is kind of like a pet peeve, I guess, of mine, is that like people are like AI this, AI that. That's not an AI, that's just an algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the AIs, like this book, does not demonstrate generative AI.
Yeah.
This is machine learning at its core.
Deep reinforcement or...
I mean, all of that, right?
Okay,
This is like, if I give you an example of the chapters, it's like they have A star search,
That's...
which is I think you say that's how
Yeah.
you say A star.
That's not... I just think, by modern standards, that's not an AI.
That wouldn't be in an AI book,
Yeah.
frankly. That's a search algorithm. I mean, there's a whole section on just informed search methods.
Yeah, so...
Building
AI,
a knowledge
it's-
base. That's like the basis of what we do for
Yeah.
AGI. But that's not the same thing. This is talking about the grocery shopping work, menu planning, navigating.
Yeah, so it's changed.
Although there's
the-
some
that's the
modern
best way to
topics
put
in
it.
here. Now that I'm reading about this, there's like agents. They use the word agent in here.
I mean, yeah, because I guess I mean, I think though even now AI like agentic task versus AI agent and like then versus now has changed. I saw that.
I was looking for where my mic was so I can put it down so I can read while I was doing that. But the stuff that's explained in here isn't like fully,
AI.
AI, right?
Yeah.
Even this computer networks book is so old. Like they use Unix-based systems as an example in that book.
I guess on that similar vein, and Claude Mythos, the Linux hack.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think you're also more knowledgeable in that.
Okay, yeah. So I think this happened like 4 days ago as of recording. There was I think something called like I forgot. There's two names for two different hacks, but Linux was breached and two different hacks for permission escalation. So you can you can get root access to a Linux-based system, which we are using right here, by the way. So might want to fix that.
I use Arch, by the way. I had to pull it up.
I want to fix that up, by the way.
Yeah. I think it's updated. I just updated I think yesterday.
Okay, then you're fine. Yeah, but it's like you don't even need to be able to log in. You can immediately permission escalate, and it's crazy because what happened was that this researcher had found these out and sent them over a secure channel, and then someone leaked them.
As researchers do.
And because of that, now they were published online. So the researcher was like, okay, here's how to fix the bug. But like the fact that this is just published means like anyone with some knowledge of coding, because it wasn't like there was no risk. Like your kernel wouldn't flag any risk if the exploit failed. So anyone could do it. And if it failed, they could leave without a trace. And if it succeeded, they would get in without a trace. And they would permission escalate to root, and they had full access.
That's just like kind of crazy. Like that's yeah. But talking about, look, that's old news now. That's old news. 4 days ago, I'm sure it's been fixed by now. It's old news in a way.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Both of us use Linux in some way or another. Like I have a Linux laptop at my house, and I've not updated that yet.
Yeah. But it's time to talk about something different. Something that's old, but maybe good. And that's Rockbox. So I've started to realize, Spotify is getting a little boring. Right? I need to elevate my performatism. Right? I'm not performative enough, which means
we should put this image here. We should put like an image of performative Priyansh here.
Yeah, well, maybe not, but we'll see. But the thing is that I need to be a bit more performative, which means I started using an iPod and with wired headphones. You know how like wired headphones is that performative male kind of like look, the matcha and everything like that, right? So I got an old iPod, and I found it recently, and I'd watched a video by not Jeff Geerling. I'm forgetting. I think I'll put it here, and if you want to watch it, it's a great video to watch, and it's basically how to de-Spotify your life, or something like that. It's something where they demonstrated Rockbox, and Rockbox is this kind of it's a way where people like me can take an old iPod and just put custom software on it because it's such an old operating system. It's pretty easy to do that, and you can add your own custom files, even up to doing uncompressed files. So it's a really cool music experience, and I just wanted to like showcase it. So I might add a separate video here and cut it here and just show a little bit extra. And I think it's a really cool thing, and it looks cool too. So I've been doing that for a couple days. So yeah, cut to that video. Oi, mate. Do you fancy an iPod? Oh, that came out more British than it did Australian. Alright, you know what? I give up. But the point is today I'm talking about one of these. Yep. It's an iPod. You know these things go for like $200 nowadays? really, like, this is not good enough to go for $200. Anyways, I guess the point of this is that I found this kind of just in a random box and decided, why don't I just try to use it, right? I know that there's that new trend of, what would you call this, an old tech device, old iPod, old MP3 player, de-Spotifying your life, and kind of, I guess, getting rid of all of the maybe ads and trackers and whatnot Spotify might have, and maybe you just don't like Spotify as a platform. But yeah, so there's been a couple of projects online that have been essentially made so you can get some more life out of this thing, because the main Apple operating system is okay, but it's not good enough to play maybe some of the modern files you might have, some of maybe the uncompressed ones, especially, such as, Flax or anything like that. So there's a community project made called Rockbox, which is basically an older version of, or not an older version, but a new kind of operating system that kind of lives on top of the Apple operating system and runs on the side. So you can see it kind of starting up here, right? So it has a Rockbox. And you have kind of this main menu, which has a bunch of files and things on it that kind of can, revitalize maybe some things for your iPod. So first of all, first things to notice is that you have access to the file system itself, right? So you can access the file system directly. So you can just load any song that you want on here and don't have to like use iTunes, just drag and drop. So I have, some 80s to 90s Japanese J-pop, and I just have kind of all the songs in this kind of nice fashioned, just, even showing the cover and then the errors.txt. And by the way, this is even editable. Like, I click errors and it'll load the text editor on the thing, right? It shows, I'm not sure if you can actually edit it, but you can see what the errors are. And you can also view the cover, so you can look at images. So that's the cover of the playlist. So yep. Look at and actually play a song. And as you can see, it's playing the song, right? And it has this really nice UI that kind of shows, your song name. It kind of shows the artist / album. And then, you have your play track down here. You have just a leveler, right? Showing you how loud the music is and stuff. And then you have your battery indicator and showing you how much time you actually have left to play. And then you have a little volume slider. So your volume slider actually is controlled by your dial here. So if you, turn the dial, it will turn it up. So negative 10 decibels to all the way to mute, obviously. So, and then there's also other things that it has, right? So you have a database as well. Database, which is kind of like an indexer for all the songs that you have, right? So you can look at all the artists that you have saved. So I go in here. It's a little slow, but I guess that's kind of the charm of it, right? And you can see all of the artists that I have on this iPod. And then also works with all the songs you may have already saved on your iTunes library. And then you have, your database, you can also search a specific song if you have a specific song in mind that you want to search. Or you can go to the settings page. So the settings page has, all the settings you might want. It has sound settings, and then even, and it kind of gives you some more configuration, right? It has a whole equalizer, and it's even a complicated one. If I go to graphical EQ, it does get a little complicated in here. But you can see it shows you each of your bands. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. It is a bit small. So you can see kind of all of the EQ bands and then kind of what it's signifying and what I've already set it at. So, yeah. And then there's a lot of other things. Like you can just change, if you want the bass settings. So if you want to do bass, you can just turn up the bass, right? You have a very simple UI here. And it kind of just shows you have a simple UI where you can select exactly which decibel you want, and yeah, that's what you can get. It also has a recorder. I think the default Apple UI also has it. I don't think this works very well, at least not on here. There's no inbuilt mic, so you'd have to use something with a mic on it. I tried it with one of the devices I had, but it didn't quite work, so it is kind of what it is. And then obviously you can make playlists, right? So I have a couple playlists here. I made a J-pop one. This is just my liked songs from Spotify, and then a pop playlist. So I'll take you through my pop playlist. It kind of has a similar UI to the files, but it kind of, you can pick and choose what songs you want from your files and make them into a nice little playlist. And all of these playlists are pretty standard. So that means that it's all kind of editable on your computer, right? You can take that playlist and actually edit it. And then you can also, there's some plugins. I don't have anything crazy installed. I have just, there's some games. I don't want to start any of them, but I have some games on here. There's some other plugins, applications, alarm clock, battery bench, calculator, calendar. I can open the calculator. It's a classic calculator. It looks kind of nice, right? So if that's something that maybe is aesthetic to you, you can, maybe use something like that. But yeah, it's all in all pretty simple, right? There's nothing too complicated. It's just something that if you really like, old tech, and you maybe want to use something that's a bit separated from your phone, because everyone's on their phone nowadays, so it's maybe a cool thing to use something that's an older device, and maybe that could lead to you maybe if I guess music is something that you really rely on to kind of move your day forward. This could be a way that you can listen to some of your music without actually using your phone for everything, right? And it gives you kind of a chance to value what music you have instead of just swiping through a bunch, because you have a limited amount of songs you can put on this. I mean, I have a bunch on here already, but if you want to put some high quality stuff, you obviously have a limited amount with the amount of storage in here. This is one of the 30 gigabyte models. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool little thing that if you feel like you have the time to set up, it's pretty easy to set up. There are a ton of guides online, and I'll put the link in the description on the application. It's just simply plugging in your iPod and it loads on top. And by the way, you can always load into the regular operating system, right? So if I restart it, so it's a bit difficult, but if I restart it, it's actually not too difficult. I'll do that. I'm gonna put it on a hold, and so it's gonna kind of stay on this kind of dark screen for a little bit, and I'm gonna wait about 15 seconds. Not 15, I'll wait about 5-10. And then I'm going to open this. So open the hold again. And then right there, you can see that it's gone back into the actual Apple operating system. As you can see, I don't really use it. So, you would obviously don't have access to your music on here, right? You can see how there's nothing in here, right? No songs. You have to access songs that you input like that onto your Rockbox. And so getting onto Rockbox is as simple as just restarting it again, and you will load back into Rockbox. Just remember, it is a bit slow, right? You have to wait for it. One other thing that people like to use Rockbox for is actually themes, right? So this is a nice theme I found on their website. It's a pretty just nice theme to look at. And then you can look at theme settings. And so I have another theme here. I have a couple themes on here. So I have the Rockbox default ones. I have the one I'm currently using, which is called Snarty, and then Cabby V2. So Cabby V2 is the regular Rockbox one. So regularly, Rockbox will look something like this, right? Just very, very like kind of classic, just like, not very great looking. But you can add a theme on top of it. So I'll show you Bunny V2. It's a bit of a cooler theme. Theme settings, browse theme files, and I put Bunny Pod onto here. Bunny Pod, it's a bit slower on the slower end, but it works. So as you can see, it's kind of a cute little theme. So you have, if I go to files and I just play a song, right? I just play a song from here, just some random song. Right, it kind of looks nice. It kind of has this the cover art, and then album, song, artist name, and kind of the specification. So it's just an MP3 that I have, and 128 kilobits per second, and then the hertz or kilohertz for that, and then obviously a play bar. So yeah, if you have one of these lying around, why not just use it? Put Rockbox on it. I replaced the battery on this. They're pretty cheap. They're like $10. I got a new battery for $10 less. And it comes with all the tools you need. Replacing it's pretty easy. There's a ton of guides online on how to replace the battery from one of these. Yeah, so this is kind of one thing that I wanted to show off that I've done recently. I've been listening to some music. Obviously, I have some city pop on here, so it's pretty cool to plug into the car. So yeah, back to the studio. All right, and welcome back. I hope you guys like that short clip of us just messing around with Rockbox. Or not us, it's more me. And so Rockbox, it's pretty cool. So if you want to check it out, I'll put the link up on the screen. You can go check it out if you have an old iPod or some supported device. I know they do more than just iPods. So yeah. Now it's time for the Anime Corner. Let's talk about this first. I think this is the most glaring little addition that you've had in the time that there's been a small cut. This is a ranking that blind ranking that we had, where students in our club, we host a anime club at our high school. Students in our high school basically went and ranked all of our different anime that they picked out of their blind ranking. So I basically made a bunch of these cards that show, like for example, I'll take off Rent-A-Girlfriend. I think we can start with that. And it basically shows. Oh, it's kind of hard to take off.
Yeah, it's double tape.
Okay, whatever. We'll not take it off. But like Rent-A-Girlfriend, which shows kind of the name, kind of like Rent-A-Girlfriend, the kind of date that it was aired. So summer 2020. Genre, action. What?
Why is it action?
What? That's not correct. I must have not forgotten to change that because I think I was just copy pasting a bunch. And then I put the AniList score as well. Because I wanted to see how much the actual ranking differs from the AniList score.
Do a stats test on
this. Maybe that actually could be a good thing, but let's I guess start from the bottom up, right?
Yeah.
Glaring, I think maybe Rage Bait, Bleach.
Yeah.
Bleach is. I mean, it's considered a good anime. It's 84%. I mean, I haven't watched it specifically, but I know a lot of people who like it, right?
I think that's just Rage Bait at this point.
I think it's Rage Bait. I mean, you were the one who was hosting it, so what do you think?
So we had a lot of people just posting stuff for Rage Bait. I know someone saw like everyone was cheering when it's in Ace tier now, but someone was cheering for I think Freeman, and they were like, "Oh, everyone's cheering, cool, F tier."
Oh, wait, cheering for it being an F tier?
Oh yeah, just to Rage Bait people, straight into F tier. Even though people were
cheering.
No, people were cheering
for it in A tier, and then another person came, and then they moved to F tier. Oh,
just to Rage Bait.
Oh yeah, I don't remember this too well. I was more focused on our booth because this was an event as well. But yeah, there's some interesting picks in here. I mean, initial D and D tier. I mean, it's an older anime, but in D tier, really, I mean, 82%. Like, I feel like the kind of ranking is based on like actual letter grades in high school, right?
Yeah.
F is 0 to 50.
Failure.
Oh yeah, we can do 0 to 60. 0 to 70. 70 to 80. 80 to 85. 85 to 90.
What grading scale did you use, bro?
I mean, I'm just
50
saying.
down, 70 to 60.
But I feel like
80,
people
80,
feel like I feel like okay, on any list, like a really bad anime is usually like a 60 to 70. So I'm gonna say like F tier. Okay, F tier and D tier. We'll combine it together. 0 to 60.
Yeah.
This is like our 70. C is like middle of the road. 70 to 80.
Yep.
B tier is our 80 to 90, and A tier is our 90 to 100. Now there's no 100% rated anime. And the max is 92 for Free Rent season 2. And we do have Free Rent up here.
The most rated, the highest rated.
For now, I think there is. I think it's Full Metal Alchemist. I think that's your your highest before Free Rent came out. Then it was Free Rent. Free Rent took the spot. And we have some interesting stuff here. I mean, we have Spy X Family. I agree with Spy X Family being in B. I mean, it's an 83. Bungo Stray Dogs. It's an okay anime. I think it also deserved that B spot. Horimiya, in an A tier. I actually agree with this. Even though it's an 81, I do agree with Horimiya being in an A tier. The one that you like, Bar? Oh, I think that one came up, but no one had watched it. So he likes an anime specifically.
Yeah, Bartender is one of my favorites. I'm currently watching another one, The Water Magician.
What? You haven't told me about this?
I
Explain. No, now you have to say it. Now you
Okay.
said it. Now you've said it.
basically, so I've just started watching it. I've done like I think 1 or 2 episodes. The premise is like typical isekai. This guy gets, I think he's like a science guy. He's reincarnated into a world with the water magic. He chooses like a kind of a slow, still life. But now he's science guy. So at least in the best way to explain it is in the first episode, when he's figuring out how to freeze water, and he's a water magician, he says, "Okay, slow down the hydrogen bonds."
I did not take chem for a whole year to get back into chem, bro. Chem is so bad.
It was like I was like, okay, cool. So what are we doing? We are in a magic world.
Yeah,
and
we're not talking about some hydrogen bonds, bro. But like, I don't know, you were watching that. Is it like a new one? Or
Yeah, it's pretty new. I just saw it on Instagram. I'm like, cool, I can watch this.
You need to stop scrolling reels.
No.
You need to stop scrolling reels,
No.
bro. Okay, but we have some cool ones here. I'm gonna just reach over. What's that?
Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah, we have Apothecary Diaries, also in A, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
it's kind of in the middle.
A tier.
What's that one?
This one. Death Note.
Death Note. In A.
Yep.
I think people were rating that one based on episode 22. And then I told people, you can do pre-episode 22.
Okay.
Inuyasha, older anime. I put that on because it's actually on my list to watch. I haven't watched it yet, but I put it on. So if someone had watched it, Angel Beats, also a nice one that I've watched. Dan in B tier though. What do you feel about that? I don't know if you've watched it.
I have not watched that.
But it's a little. I mean, I guess it's a little edgy and touches on pretty sensitive topics. But yeah.
What was it actually ranked?
Huh?
On
84.
So like it's
Yeah.
Yeah. Dear friend,
Okay, that's an odd one. That's an odd one. Why is that in B tier? No, I think it's a really funny anime. Actually, why is it rated so low? Why is it rated? Okay, I feel like My Dear Friend Nokotan cannot be next to Rent a Girlfriend in rating.
Yeah.
That is like a crime against humanity.
I think people just don't understand. Like it's meant to be like an ironic-ish humor, I guess. Or like not like ironic, but like not meant to be like a. The humor is meant to be just like insanity. Or
Yeah.
like crazy.
But like, it's slapstick humor. There it is.
Yeah,
Slapstick,
that's the word
that's
for
the
it.
word.
Slapstick humor. Yeah.
But I feel like it can't be rated next to Rent a Girlfriend. I mean,
Yeah.
these two anime are so far apart.
Yeah, no.
Rent a Girlfriend is about this guy's kind of degeneracy. Also, if you like Rent a Girlfriend, like I understand it, but at the same time, I'm just like, I feel like there are other animes that portray romance maybe better. If you like Rent a Girlfriend, maybe take a look at Horimiya. Okay, and that's not me.
There's also, no, where is
Not
this
One Piece.
Fragrant, there you go, Fragrant Flower.
Oh yeah, Fragrant Flower. That's like peak. Waguri is peak girl. So yeah. Also, if you watch One Piece, you can take that. I don't want to touch the One Piece area.
Our viewership's gonna tank.
Our non-existent viewership is gonna go into the negative.
It's gonna go from 1% to 0%.
Yeah, 0% or even negative 1%. We have to pay them in viewership. Your Lie in April. Was this done in April? Yeah, this was done in April.
Yeah.
So Your Lie in April is an April classic
Yep.
because it's in the title.
We were watching actually Your Lie in April.
We did. We finished, I think, 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We didn't, because we have pretty short periods. I think it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And like, part of that is just waiting for people to come. I don't just start the episode when no one's there yet. So yeah.
Anything else about this? C tier.
Still talk about C tier. Sakamoto Days in C tier. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it enough. I think it's okay. DVZ in C tier. Now that's gonna rage bait some people. These aren't our rankings, by the way. I feel like this should be very clear. I haven't watched half of these anime.
I've watched none of these.
Yeah, I haven't watched Dragon Ball. I haven't watched One Piece. Come after me. I got into anime way too late to be watching One Piece. But this is just a public rating. We put up a little thing, and we just said, here are a bunch of anime. These were all anime from my list, or some of the top anime, and we just said, rate them. And that's what we came up with. So don't blame us.
Or do.
Sailor Moon. Let's talk about that. Sailor Moon in D tier.
Now that's a classic.
That's a classic. But I feel like the shoujo versus shonen, right? shoujo is usually geared towards girls, while shonen is geared towards boys.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, both sides can watch it. I know a lot of people who are into shoujo, but this is like a shoujo kind of like classic shoujo, right? Geared towards girls, magical girls, right? Similar to like a Powerpuffs, right? You have magical girls who are out there saving the world or whatever. But it goes deep, man. From what I know, it goes deep. I haven't fully watched it, but yeah. Initial D and D tier, I don't believe that should be going there. DBZ, I think if I were to rank, DBZ should go to B. B or A. I don't want to make something specific because I haven't watched it. So B or A. Assassination Classroom, I think should be go in B. I really like Assassination Classroom. It's kind of in the middle.
SAO. Now SAO it's next to Different Okatan and Rent a Girlfriend. I have not.
I think it could stay there.
I've not.
I think it could be in the
never
middle.
Heard of it.
It's really.
No, I've heard of it.
You gotta rage bait some people. Calm down.
Sorry. I've only heard of it. I've never watched it.
Yeah, of course. That makes sense. I mean, I haven't watched it either, but from what I've heard, it's not like a. I thought I messed up on the year. I thought it said 202.
Oh no. Yeah, yes, we're going prehistoric with this anime.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like some of the Anilist rankings are kind of just out there, right? Rent a Girlfriend is 66. Nice and Diner.
I feel like this could be lower and this could be higher.
Yeah, this could be like a 50.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. I put these rankings on about a year ago. No, about 8 months ago.
So before our last
episode. So I think maybe it's changed now.
Maybe.
I'll put a little correction up there if it's changed. And I'll put a correction for both. We'll see what they're rated when I edit this. Which might be 4 years in the future. But yeah, I mean, I think the other ratings are pretty decent. I mean, again, every anime has some way that someone could like it, right? I'm sure that someone out there would say that Rent a Girlfriend is good. And would disagree with them, but I feel like it's important to respectfully disagree with them, right?
This kind of like on topic, off topic kind of thing. There was a similar kind of study that was done with Minecraft. I think it revealed that every single block in Minecraft is someone's favorite.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of the same thing with anime. At least
a normal distribution.
Yeah.
So like I would say I guess if you were to put 1 through 10 scale, how much do you like this anime? It would fall. I mean, obviously, it would fall. Within the 66%. I feel like that would be the most.
Yeah.
The normal distribution curve, around the 66%. But I feel like there are people at that end of the curve, right? That 0.3% of people, or not 0.3, maybe 99 point whatever percent.
Yeah.
Actually, Anilist gave curves. Hold on. Why don't we take a look at that?
Are you gonna cut here?
No.
All right.
Now you said cut. So.
Okay.
But now we can come back. So you can keep talking while we're doing this, but I'm just looking up the so what I'm doing is I'm just looking up the kind of distribution for how people like Rent a Girlfriend. Gonna see how much people enjoy it. Oh wow, that is profile if I've ever seen that before. See, yeah, so it kind of lines up in a normal distribution, right?
More skewed.
Well, obviously it's more skewed because it's showing more like the full range of people,
That's
right?
fair, yeah.
But you still have what is that? 18,000 people who put it in 90, and you have 9,800 people who put it in 100.
You're gonna start fighting with all of them.
I mean, I'm not gonna fight with them. I think when I first watched Rent a Girlfriend, I thought it was not that bad, right? Am I about to get flamed? Am I gonna get flamed? I mean,
yes. Everyone, please flame him in the comments.
No, don't flame me. Look, I like the art style, but the story is horrible, and that's my opinion. Yeah.
Let's see what else. Let's check. Different Okatan.
My Dear Friend Okatan. Yes, we can do that. I think My Dear Friend Okatan. I found it funny. I don't know about you. I think you watched a couple episodes.
I found it funny as well. It was definitely slapstick humor, which is it is my style of humor.
Yeah, so what I rated it was a little high. I think I wouldn't rate this if I had gotten the chance again. I rated it an 89.
Damn.
Which
So
maybe is
well
low
above the
much.
curve.
Yeah, I think I'm well above the curve. Yeah, so this is like a normal distribution. Majority of people rated it a a 70,
Okay.
right?
So
And
then,
then-
this ranking actually makes sense then.
But I feel like, does it though? Like, let me go to something that's like currently airing, because people don't usually rank those. I see like here, like you have a pretty equal distribution that was last in a 78 or 80, 90, 100 range, right? The one I'm looking at, by the way, is I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class. It's a decently good rom-com. I think it's okay.
Damn.
Sorry, I'm in the coughs right now. What?
Hantavirus.
Whoa! I don't have the hantavirus. I'm not. I don't got the hantavirus. No hantavirus here. You're from the cruise. I know you're from the cruise.
What are you?
You're from the cruise. You're from the cruise.
You think I'm gonna go on that cruise?
Yeah, I think you're from the cruise. You're from the cruise.
You'll never know.
What do you mean by that? We're talking about some anime, and you're like, you'll never know if you've been on the cruise. Yo, hold up, bro. That's another good one. This season was. Oh yeah, this one. Witch Hat Altier. I think this one is rated currently. What is that? I can't read it. 86%.
Damn. Okay.
So, I mean, well,
Right,
I feel like a lot of A's are in the 80% category
that's
as well.
true. Yeah.
It's like Jujutsu Kaisen, Your Lie in April. Both are 84. It's like this is kind of like a higher AniList rating. We're just looking at AniList ratings. So AniList ratings tend to be, I think, a little stricter. I think on the stricter side. So it's a tad bit lower than the MAL ratings, but a tad bit higher than the Kotsu rating. I think it's called Katsu, whatever. It's another tracking site like the two. I think it's a bit less popular though. So yeah, I use AniList because that's just my main site. So yeah.
Yeah. I think that's about it though.
Yeah, that's about it for the anime corner. I guess we can talk about some new anime before we end off the episode here.
Yeah.
We're at 37 minutes, so I'm just gonna quickly go off some new anime here. Anime chart. Ooh, no, that's not any chart. There we go. So we're in the spring season here.
Yep.
Angel Next Door, Supposed to Be Rotten. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I read the light novels as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard that name from you before.
Of course you have.
What does that mean?
I mean, of course you have.
Mm.
I don't know what else. We talked about some of them. The Altier.
Yeah.
Made friends with the. Dude, what is going on today? It is a dusty day.
There's like a spike in the recording now.
Yeah, well, I'll cut that out maybe. Who knows? Or maybe I'll leave it in just for for giggles.
We once we're in college, this is gonna be definitely.
Yeah, I think I've already started to change the style a bit. I feel like we've started to. I think these two episodes are a little bit different than what we usually.
Yeah,
do.
our podcast has definitely been like a living podcast. Like it's every 5 seconds it changes. Our setup changes every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We mentioned this in the last episode as well, I think.
Yeah, because we're always trying out new stuff, right? Like I
Yeah.
feel like with the episode, like we're not. We're trying to make our transitions more like smoother.
Yeah.
Like we have like planned points that we have to talk about, and then we like actually talk about them. But like things like now, like we're done with our planned stuff.
Yeah.
Like we're just like talking now.
Yeah.
I wasn't even planning to do this. I remember we were just going to his house to pick up that doc, and I just saw this, and I was just like, yo, why don't we just add it in?
Yeah. It's a lot of our podcast is spontaneous. Like we're talking in school, like, hey, this would be a really good podcast idea. Add it to the document.
Yeah. Like the canvas hack was something that we had written these documents the day prior,
Yeah.
and we were like, okay, why don't we just add it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, we added it in.
Steam controller as well, Mythos, Linux hack, all this stuff was like even like I think 2 days ago we were calling to discuss the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, hey, we should just add the Linux hack.
Yeah, of
And we
course.
just did.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like it's a pretty a big thing that needs to be talked about, and
Mhm.
maybe if people haven't heard about it or really even have an interest in it. I hope this podcast does give
Yeah.
you a little bit of something.
And that was kind of like when we originally created the podcast. It was just kind of be like a recorded session of like our
Yeah.
yaps that we always
But I
did.
think we kind of we didn't do very well at the start, right? We started with a really like kind of like we weren't talking. We were just news reporting
Yeah.
in
now,
a way.
Now like we turn our chairs a bit more.
Yeah,
Now
we I don't know if you I think it's kind of hard to see, but
Yeah.
we have little like tapes on the floor where we're supposed to put our thing. They're like spike tapes.
Yeah. Theater.
Theater. But and we just moved it off because we were just like,
Yeah.
you know.
Like it was turned too much towards you guys, and the podcast is we're talking to each other. So.
Yeah. And I think if when we do our like let's play stuff, we're gonna have like a screen here, a small laptop screen, and we're gonna play like something together.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be different.
Setting that up though is gonna be because we have to screen record this. You have to do like a bunch of.
Yeah. The tech stuff behind that will be complicated, and I think.
It's gonna be.
I mean, we
fun,
were
though.
talking about this. I don't know if we want to. Do we want to say it?
Sure, go ahead.
About the producer. Like we were thinking about.
Yeah.
About like not hiring, but like helping. You know, if someone wants to help out with producing, like that would be great. Because I feel like a lot of the stuff, like we do need someone to help. Because like obviously, you know, I'm the one here, like and are into like also setting up all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm pressing record and whatnot. But if we had someone else that could help, like, and I feel like maybe even a third person, because we've had this mic for a while.
Yeah.
And if we could use maybe like a walking person, so we put a camera back here on the tripod, and we just have someone like walking around our setup, like managing everything. So
Yeah.
our let's play and like also handing us things. For example, I'm the one going down here and grabbing
like
this stuff,
Googling
or
stuff,
like
for
googling
instance.
something for us. So we asked our producer, like, hey producer, can you like Google something for us?
Yeah. So that's like we're always trying to like find new things for this podcast, just to like kind of I guess expand it, make it better, see
Yeah.
how we can change things to make it more professional. Though.
Yeah.
The setup.
The setup is not
far from
professional. Yeah. I mean, we don't have any sound treatment. The room is echoey, but I think these mics are good enough at
yeah.
not being that echoey. These were pretty cheap. They're not that expensive. They were like $50.
$50 each. Yeah.
Each? No, it was $50 total.
Because I know
It
that.
was a pack of 2, and it came pack of 2.
Then what else did we buy? Because I know our old mixer was $30,
No, it was $20.
$20. I know I spent like around $100.
Yeah, I think the shelves were.
That was your spending.
That was my spending. Yeah.
I know I spent $100 on the mics, the mixer, and I think there's nothing else. Just the mics and mixer.
Maybe. Yeah, and then I spent, kind of everything else that's not the shelves, because shelves are from my personal. This is from IKEA.
Yeah.
Everything else is,
Yeah, just IKEA run to fix everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's about it
That's
for our
about it.
episode.
All of our planned stuff plus a extra yap session.
Extra yap session, and hopefully next time we yap even more.
Yeah.
But we'll see when that next time is.
Yeah, hopefully soon. We need to do another recording with 2 more.
Yeah,
We need to plan stuff out though.
of course.
So that's why we need more stuff to happen in the world.
Yeah. So shiny hunters, and it's just joking. Don't
just
don't do anything to us, please. But yeah, I think that's about it.
that's about it. Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say in the end?
I don't think so. Until next time, I guess.
Until next time, and if that next time is in college. God, I can't believe how close we are to college, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I
Sorry,
mean,
it's just
that next time is. I mean, college starts in what? For me,
you're September, I'm August.
yeah. So we have time.
Yeah.
I think like a good 3 months.
Yeah.
We can get a couple more episodes in that. And
Yeah.
let's plays.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
Yes, sir.